going on, everybody? Welcome. Another episode of the All Pro JAFFOs. We're bringing you the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. I'm your host, JP. And with me, as always, the 6'10 beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K.
Konnichiwa, people.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
And sports is getting pretty good. The NBA, real quick. And I gotta say this because obviously last night's Kings game, double overtime game against the Clippers. Um, Everyone is now starting to take notice that the Kings are more than halfway decent. Nobody, and to be honest, I mean the local radio stations and stuff like that. Yeah, they had their they had their beliefs and stuff like, yeah, if we can do this, they could win, this and all that kind of stuff. But it didn't really seem like they were counting this as one of the wins on this final. Was it 15 games left in the season?
Nah, it should be like 20. Well, I mean, the Kings could be at 15. I don't know how many they got left, but it should be like 20. Like,
Is it?
it's real low 20s. It's like real low 20s or like very high teens if they've
Okay.
been having back to backs. But
Okay. Well, then, I mean, regardless, the season's coming close to an end. They're in a really good spot, seed wise for the playoffs. Um, I think the hiring of Coach Mike Brown has been paying off big time for the Kings. De'Aaron Fox showing why he should be talked about. Sabonis doing the same thing. It, I know Mad Six is not a very big fan of the Kings, but at least from what I've seen here, they've been pretty impressive. I mean, the whole goal is to make it to the playoffs because of that 16-year drought. But to make it in a top five, hell, even top three seeding, I feel like that would be one of those that's beyond expectations type moment. But I mean, it's been it's been ruffling the feathers of the NBA because now they're gonna finally have them on national TV on TNT against the Knicks. Um, this whole light the beam thing's catching on, man. Have you been seeing any of the games? I mean, because me being here in Sacramento, obviously
I haven't
it's
seen any of the games, but I've been seeing highlights. And yeah, man, it's just like you guys had talent last year. Just Luke didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
I don't think it was Luke.
Yeah.
Luke was the year before that.
But then it might have been, oh yeah, it's because he would have been Mike Brown then. He was just getting it together. I don't know, but y'all had talent when Luke was there. People saw it. It just he didn't know what he was doing because that was pretty much the last time I was actually watching him more than like seeing the highlights that I seen this year because they're good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, them boys talented, and you got what's my boy name? Goddamn, at the two. Damn, he was in the interview with De'Aaron Fox last night. What's my man
Oh,
name?
Malik Monk.
Malik Monk. Y'all just added him. That was a good pickup for y'all. That was a great pickup for y'all. Him. Y'all still got Kyle Herter, right? Herter. Y'all got
Kevin
good.
Herter. Yeah.
Kevin Herter. I mean, I still it started with a K.
The redhead from deep. Yeah.
I'm really fucking high. Yeah, the Red Rocket from Maryland. But no, like y'all are really Y'all in a really good spot, bro. Y'all in
I,
a
I think
really.
I think they had a really good off because I remember the question before that they had hired Mike Brown. Um, the question was, who was going to be, the head coach? Was it going to be Mike Brown or was it going to be Mark Jackson? And I think somebody else was in the running. But there were quite a few people that would have preferred Mark Jackson over Mike Brown. And I mean, in some cases, I can kind of see why you would want Mark Jackson, but if you really look at it, Mike Brown was definitely the you can't miss hiring between the two. And I do not think the Kings would be where they are right now if Mark Jackson was the head coach. I think literally Mike Brown was the perfect hiring for that team.
That's not
You know,
fair though.
I mean, it's not so much as being fair. I looked at it as Mike Brown's resume as a head coach and what he did it as an assistant spoke more volumes than the resume of Mark Jackson, who, yeah, he was a head coach let's not get it twisted. He was a big reason for the beginning of the dynasty there in Golden State. People forget he was the one who drafted Curry. He was the one who, drafted Draymond, Clay, he's the one who did all of that. But they hired Kerr as the last piece to really take it over the edge. But, you got to give credit where credit is due. Mark Jackson was a good head coach when he was a head coach of the Warriors. But he's been announcing, pretty much since then. Um, but with Mike Brown, I thought that was the smarter hire because you're getting somebody who was still fresh in the coaching game and somebody who is actually really excited to be there. Mike Brown really wanted to be the head coach. He saw what was going on here in Sacramento and wanted to help be the reason why the 16-year drought was ended. So it's like not only did you have a coach that, who had a good resume, one that actually wanted to be here. Because I mean, let's be real, dude. The Kings organization has not necessarily been a destination for anybody, coaches or players. The way they did Boogie, uh, it kind of there's a lot of reasons why you wouldn't want to go to that organization. But last year's moves, the mid-season trades and stuff like that to get Sabonis and the off-season moves that they made this year really set the pieces in motion that, okay, if they get the right head coach, it could really become something. And that's exactly what it has been with Mike Brown. I'm not discrediting Mark Jackson at all, saying he's a bad coach. I'm just saying if you had to pick, I really do feel like Mike Brown was the can't miss hire. But that's just how I saw it here.
I mean, I agree with you because Mike Brown has went further as a head coach and taken the team further than Mark Jackson has, and he was definitely a part of it. He was one of the assistant coaches on the Warriors championship team. So I'm not exactly sure if he was there multiple years when they was winning, but I know he was there
Oh
with one
yeah,
of them years they won a win. So
Mike
I mean,
Brown's been there for a little while.
like I said, he's a very good coach. So he definitely deserved it too. So I'm not saying
And
that.
and he's one of those coaches that even you, Kay, like one of at least my time knowing you, your characterization of what would be considered a good coach is not so much as somebody who can give you the hoorah speeches, but somebody who can actually develop talent. And I feel like Mike Brown is in that core category and something that you could actually that you would look at and be like, okay, I respect Coach Brown because he does that. He has definitely developed those young players. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Kings lineup is top 5 youngest in the league. Really, one of their oldest players is De'Aaron Fox, and he's, what, 26, 27? He's been in the league since he was 19. So, I mean, I look at this team and the direction that they're going, and, I mean, I think for something so catastrophic would have to happen for them to not make the playoffs this year. And I don't think, that yeah, people can say, "Oh, the Kings will still be the Kings." I don't think this is that type of year. I don't think this type or this team specifically, um, fits that quota of the Kings will be the Kings. I think this is a very different team, and it's actually a team that people should have on their radar and should not be overlooked. Because this is the type of team that first round will surprise the fuck out of you and give you a gentleman's sweep if necessary. I think it could happen, especially for a team that's overlooking them. They're top 3 right now for a reason, and yeah, the teams that they have coming up in their schedule. Like, what are the team? Can you pull up the Kings' upcoming schedule? Because I feel like right now, I feel like they're the most endearing team to watch right now in the NBA because of the whole story, behind them. What's the Kings' remaining schedule? Because they just played a Clippers team who everyone is saying is a possible favorite to get to the NBA Finals. Second highest scoring
So
game all time. 175 to 174 is a great game. What's their remaining schedule now?
so for the rest of this month, they play the Thunder. They play the Thunder on
Okay.
Sunday and the Thunder on Tuesday. Then they play
I think that could be
the
2 wins
Clippers.
right there.
Play the Clippers again. Timberwolves, Pelicans, Knicks, Suns, Bucks, Bulls, Nets, Wizards, Jazz, Celtics, Suns, Jazz, Timberwolves, Trailblazers. Make sure that was the last one. They play the Trailblazers again. Then they have the Spurs, Pelicans, Mavericks, Warriors, Nuggets.
I mean, I haven't heard anybody. Well, I mean, the Celtics. I mean, it's going to be difficult because the Celtics are fucking balling this year.
Can I be all the way honest with you?
Go ahead, Heat fan.
The Kings are having an amazing year.
Uh-huh.
They could be the sleeper team, but realistically, they're finna get knocked out by the Clippers. They're gonna end up playing the Clippers, or they might get knocked out by the fucking
If
Warriors.
they
The
if they
Warriors might
put
be
if
like,
they play the Clippers, it
well,
won't be until
they're stuck around.
yeah. It wouldn't be till the semis.
And they'll knock them out because Russell hasn't got.
So you're saying the Kings have the potential to win the first round of the playoffs, and then get knocked out by the
Depending on
Clippers
matchup, but look at the
and then
bottom
get
of the.
knocked out by the Clippers to get to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, but that's the reason why I'm saying that is because look at the bottom of Look them at the bottom of the teams that's going to battle for 7A.
I was about to say where the standings are right now. Who would the Kings be playing in the first round? If they're number 3, then they would be playing number 6.
Hold on. East, West. All right. Kings are number 3. Yeah, they will play 6, and that'll be Dallas. Which that'll be over for you. First round. Over. Out of there. You're done. You're done.
Yeah.
You're
With
done.
Kyrie and Luka.
Conversation over. Conversation's all the way over. Conversation's already over. We didn't even get to the good part. We
Hey,
didn't even get to the good part, bro.
I gotta give it to him. It was a good run. You definitely changed the team around. It's gonna be a free agency destination.
Oh,
Finally,
Sacramento's still boring as shit, dog.
and they're building.
They better
And
build
why?
some attractions because that shit's still boring as fuck, dog.
That's why the XFL team comes around. Speaking of XFL, I gotta actually tell this story. So, for those of you who are watching and listening with this last episode, we were talking about expansion teams for the XFL if they ended up deciding to expand. Well, my suggestion, or our suggestion, was the Capital City Condors for Sacramento. Giving them a team here, giving more attractions to the city. The color would be purple and black, and it would look dope. I go on social media to look up condors and stuff like that to actually make something to make it look like. And I come across the Relocation Football League. Shout out to the Relocation Football League. The Sacramento Condors are actually a fucking team in Madden. One of the relocation teams. And I couldn't help but start laughing my ass off. Because I guess that's what I get for not playing Madden for the last 2 years. The Sacramento fucking Condors. Okay. You have no idea how much I started laughing when I saw that. What was your reaction when I sent that to you? Well, I remember your reaction, and that also made me started cracking up. That shit had me rolling, Kay. Like, can I tell them what you say, or are you gonna tell them?
No, go ahead.
So I took a screenshot of the Relocation Football League, the Sacramento Condors Twitter account. And I sent that to Kay as in, look at this shit. I guess Kay didn't read the picture thoroughly. Or maybe even the message that I had sent, because I even sent it in the message that it was a Madden team. But he said, oh shit, did you try and get a hold of him for, like advertising purpose, like to get in touch with him? And I started rolling. Kay literally for a moment thought that this was an actual team, an actual organization that I needed to contact in order to be honest, you skimmed it, didn't you?
Call it a super skim. And I skimmed the picture because I was still editing shit. So I like looked at the message on my phone. I was like, oh shit, Sacramento Condors. I looked at the purple. I was like, oh shit. And then I read it kinda and I saw mad and I was like, what? And it didn't process. And then it took me a second. I closed the phone. And when I looked back, I just seen you fucking die. And I read the message, what you actually sent when you were dying. I was like, hold on, what? And I looked back and read the first message. I was like, holy shit. Yeah.
It's okay. It's a fucking Madden team.
I thought I was tripping. I'm like, what the hell is Josh talking about? It's a Madden team. I looked back and read the first message. And I was like, oh, that's what he's talking about.
So, hey, I can't sit here and act like we came up with a great idea because apparently the only thing that made it an actual great idea was calling them the Capital City Condors instead of the Sacramento Condors. But hey, maybe I should start playing Madden more. But I mean, again, everything
I
that I see,
told you we should have went with Quails. You shut it down.
we made the Quails. We
Man,
made the Quail team.
bro, for Sacramento, but San Diego would be cool, I guess.
The Silicon Beach Quails. That's the best. That's the best it can be. That was the
I guess
best it
so.
could be.
We got to hold on to hope for that for California.
Capital City. I still stand by Capital City Condors being a good, XFL style team.
You're gonna have to
But
find a different fucking animal or something instead of condor.
I'm probably gonna have to go away from the bird
Yeah, man.
kingdom.
You gotta find a different beast.
Um,
Sacramento is boring, so you could do something like a sloth. Sacramento sloths.
well, what about
Slow as shit and boring.
if
But
we're gonna
shout out to
stick
all
to
of
like
y'all. I still love
we're
y'all.
not so how we have the Sacramento Kings, right?
Mm.
What represents the Kings in the animal kingdom? A
Well,
lion, right?
I mean that or a fucking panther or jaguar or gorilla.
So I was thinking with a gorilla, really?
Yeah, you gotta think about different kingdoms in the animal kingdom. Sharks,
Well, okay,
which
well,
is San Jose already.
the general idea of what the king of the jungle would
Well, I
usually
got
is.
that, but the basketball team already uses the lion. That's the only reason why I was
But
spread out like that.
here's the thing. I didn't want to call them the Lions.
Well, I got that.
I wanted to call them the Pride.
Either way, you still a play on the actual lion they already use. So that's what I was saying about using something else,
So
like how
wait,
Seattle, like how
who uses the
the Kings. The Kings use the
well?
lion at the games. Like that's their animal mascot. Every team has an animal mascot. So the reason why I
Uh,
say that is because,
I
like,
see
look
what
at
you mean.
Seattle. Look at Seattle. They have the Seahawks, but then they have the Dragons or some shit like that,
Yeah, sea dragons.
which is a fucking Loch Ness monster. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a mythical fucking creature.
They're
Like you
more
can
of the
pretty much
seahorses.
whatever you call
Poor
them.
Josh Gordon, man. He can't catch a break to be on a good team.
Look, man, whatever you call them, he was on the Chiefs, bro. I'm just be honest with you, and them boys went to the Super Bowl that year. So never mind, never mind. Moving on. Um, but yeah, you can create a mythical creature, if you will. Shit, if you wanted to be a
Hmm.
lion, what's that goddamn mythical creature Hercules had to fight? That was a goddamn lion head. So
The the
a
the
griffin,
the lot
Sacramento Griffins. You can do all kind of shit, bro. Like you can,
Sacramento Griffin. Hmm.
or you can actually use a different term of the griffin. They got different names from that.
I kind of want to keep Capital City as the name.
Well, I'm with the capital city, but whatever the animal thing I'm talking about, that's more the focus.
Look up mythical creatures.
Well, I mean, I just gave you one, dude, which is
Well,
had a lion head.
the griffin, yeah. But what are the mythical creatures that we can think of
All right, so now here's the
that go
problem
with
here.
Capital City?
Let's narrow it down because you got different variation of mythical creatures and different realms and different cultures. Greek, Norse, all kind of shit, dog. African, fucking islanders, Asians,
Go African.
African mythical
I'm
creatures.
actually I'm
Bro, are
actually
you
intrigued by African mythical creatures. That would be
okay?
nice to learn about right now, actually. It's a little history lesson for everybody.
Shit. I'm not entirely sure if I am the right person to be
Well, that's
saying.
why
Hold
you have a
on.
computer.
You're lying. Groot is a mythical creature, an African mythical creature. I
Groot?
am Groot slang. Hold on, I'm reading it. Groot slang, number one, is an African word for great snake. A monster that name lived in the cave, the wonder hole, in the what the fuck did I say? I was really trying to get that down before I got to it, but boy oh boy, I wasn't going there. Richtersveld. Couldn't say that. Whatever area of South Africa. I ain't reading the whole shit, but that's what all I got. Got two sentences, motherfuckers. Um,
All right, so Groot is an African mythical creature who
well, it's
now is
not.
part of the
Nah,
Galaxy.
Groot slang is a snake. Groot is a tree.
Oh, oh, okay, two different things.
Two separate entities. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was about the best one that I can pronounce. I got four right after that. I can't name what they are at all, but let me see what they are based on the description. Is a huge carnivorous eel-like animal in the legends of African Zulu and Hoisa people of South Africa. All right, the next one, third one, a flying monster called Kamagado. Oh, Kamagado in Zimbabwe, Angola, and Congo is described as a flying reptile, may be recognized as a pterosaur. Oh, that's
I-
not
I'm
say pterosaur.
I'm still here. If you didn't,
I hear you. You just got off camera. I know you put me on the single screen.
uh,
I just looked up because I was reading this. Some of these words, bro, they taking me through a loop, and I'm entirely too high for this. Uh, the M Pundulu or lightning bird. This is the fourth one. Is a supernatural bird of Pondo, Zulu, and Hoista folklore. And the South African bird is as big as a human and can summon lightning storms, and hence the name.
what? Okay, so
That one's fire.
I just thought about it. What about a name for a bear? Because think about it,
Cocaine bear.
because because I mean the obviously the state flag has the bear in it,
All
capital
right, so I'm
city.
gonna just put bear mythical
I don't
creatures.
want to say the Grizzlies because that's too generic.
Hold on, dude. Slow down. I put bear mythical creatures. All right, I might need to slow that down. Oh no, that's a whole lot of them. Whole shitload of them.
I'm
All
sure
right,
there is.
bear deities or so 13 only can. Yeah, these are different fucking bear deities. I'm pretty sure that's what this is.
But like what's another, not the Kodaks. Capital City Kodaks? That seems reasonable. How's that sound to you?
You ever see my reaction?
Is this what your reaction is?
This is what my reaction is.
Oh, that
That's
not
that's
not
Kodak
not
Black.
that Kodak. Oh, okay, so not okay. Kodak definitely not.
Why not? You can have him at the game. Have him perform at the first game. No, real shit. That should have sell the fuck out. Have him perform at halftime. I'm dead ass serious. Y'all can have him at the first game because his name Kodak. He'll fucking instantly love that team, and then he'll be out there in Sacramento trying to fucking make that shit more popping. Because I'm telling you, y'all
That's
can
hilarious.
y'all can find a market, and then motherfuckers will be goddamn, trying to go to goddamn Sacramento shit all the time, trying to perform at the games. We'll see what it
Yeah,
is, but at the same time, I mean, I think that should have fucking really take off.
it's not terrible.
Not saying that, it's because there's a lot of talent in the area, and they let them boys try out the Sacramento area. You know what I mean? A lot of people that can't drive far, they're trying. They get a lot of players from that shit. That should be dope. Then them boys field the team. They'll be able to keep players, especially to keep players. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, I think the whole goal and the XFL has kind of made it pretty clear. There's no intention of trying to like compete
Nah,
with
they trying to be a
and
pipeline.
and and exactly to be a so it's gonna be what people would call like the never-ending carousel of players. You're not really gonna have you might have a handful of players, and when I say handful, I literally mean probably 5 total players that would be like 5, 10 year veterans type kid of the league. Um, I because again, if it's supposed to be a pipeline, then chances are, a good amount of players are going to make the NFL, and it makes it easier for the undrafted rookies and all that other kind of stuff to have another look, to get to that point. But again, there's always the USFL is another pipeline. Um, the A7FL works as a different style of football and in global representation. Like I feel A7FL is more of the international appeal to like get football into the Olympics type of thing. That's what I think the A7FL represents. But when we're talking about pipelines to the NFL, there's really, I guess if you want to add the CFL in there because you kind of have to, there's 3 leagues that serve as pipelines to the NFL. And the thing about the XFL is there seems to be a little bit of a what's the word? Not hype. I don't want to say hype because hype trains come and go because I feel like this is something that's more I feel like they should stay more community based. Like I feel like they should go to places like Reno, Sacramento, like not real big cities, I guess you would say. Like the typical LA, Dallas, that kind of, and then go to other places that NFL teams just aren't at. Nebraska doesn't have a team. I'm sure the Midwest would love to have another team other than the fucking Detroit Lions. Yeah, they got the Green Bay Packers, but meh. They got Vikings, I guess, too. Is Minnesota considered Midwest? I think it is, right?
I'm
But
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure because I don't think you remember, but Bobby's World. I'm pretty sure his mom was from Minnesota, and she said, "Don't you know?" And ain't no way they ain't Midwest.
but I don't know, man. I think the XFL, I think what they've done has been better because I think the players are actually enjoying it, and having a good time. Thursday, Battlehawks, Sea Dragons, um, AJ McCarron, another late comeback win. And I don't know, I look at the Battlehawks and I was like, damn, one, the Sea Dragons, you chose the Sea Dragons. You got behind Danichi and Josh Gordon, and both of them had good games. But I feel like AJ McCarron, especially how they're
Hold
kind
on,
of
before you go any further, I did not get behind them. I just was happy
he
to
was just
see that.
picking.
Just really talking shit about Danucci, but I was happy to see Josh Gordon playing. I was more talking shit about Danucci and his name and shit like that. That's it.
Danichi.
That's it. I didn't get behind them at all. So, but you can continue.
But I mean, it means a little something to the players, and that's what I think is appealing about it. And now today we had the Defenders and the Vipers, and I don't know where the fuck they were playing. They were playing at a baseball field somewhere in Vegas because it was definitely not the stadium. Um, it was definitely not Allegiant Stadium that they were playing in. Um, so again, I don't. It was probably UNLV's baseball stadium. That kind of makes sense if that's the case. But it was raining like crazy, and there were 3 or 4 different occasions where the kicker just lost their footing and didn't make on the kickoff, I think it was no, it was the Defenders got a penalty because the kicker on the kickoff slipped and kicked it and shanked out of bounds. And then there was an extra point by the Vipers that was being attempted that the kicker also slipped and fell, and missed the field goal. It was a close one too. It was what people would consider a chip shot, under 30 yards. Um, but the Vipers had the lead, and DC just took advantage of the running game and just ended it pretty much in that sense. DC, I think, is 2-0 now. Can you pull up the schedule real quick for the XFL? Because I'm actually very interested in tomorrow's games. Tomorrow we got the Brahmas versus is it the Roughnecks? No.
So it's the Brahmas versus the Guardians,
Okay.
and it's the Renegades versus the Roughnecks.
Okay. So the Brahmas and the Guardians, both teams, no wins. Um, and the Roughnecks and the Renegades both have wins. Is it one of it's at noon and the other one's at 5 again?
Uh, no, 4 and 7 Eastern time. So one's at 3. I mean, one's at 3 and the other is at one's at 4 and the other is at fucking 1. I'm sorry. 1 and 3. 4.
Okay.
1 and 4. 1 and 4. 1 and 4. 1 and 4. Fuck, I'm telling you, I am too high to be the stat guy today.
1 and 4, 1 and 4, 1 and 4, 1 and 4.
Because I keep telling myself 3 hours difference. That's why I keep saying 3, guys.
I told Sunshine that because he lives in New Braunfels near San Antonio. I was like, bro, you got to go to the Brahma games. He's like, the who? Because he hasn't been paying attention to fucking anybody. He's like, the who? I was like, the Brahmas, the XFL team. He's like, where do they play? I'm like, the Alamo Dome. He's like, bro, you for the XFL? I'm like, yeah. He's like, Josh, the XFL? I'm like, I was like, it's not the XFL that you're thinking. He's like, I know that. He's like, but he's like, I don't know, man. I was like, well, whatever you decide to do, that's fine. But if you go, let me know. Speaking of Sunshine,
Hold on, before you go any further, since you mentioned the
go ahead.
tickets, because you had me look it up. Let me see how much the game is. Because it said find tickets right here. And they got goes to Ticketmaster. All right, whatever the fuck. It's $20, bro, to be in the stadium. And that's not a bad fucking seat. Like it's the lower level. Like you're not, you know what I mean? You're in the lower level in the corner.
Yeah, that's easy.
You're not like top row, bro. You're not top row at all.
That's easy.
And it's like when you get end zone seats are $24, bro.
Not even tripping. It's easy. Easy work.
That's for the Orlando game. Orlando versus the Brahmas.
Probably still. He probably make it. He doesn't want to go though. That's the whole thing.
No, I got it. I'm just saying, like, for people that are considering, like, man, I wonder how much tickets are. Like, there you go.
At least for San Antonio, $20. Go
No,
support
that
your...
was Orlando. Orlando.
Oh, they're in Orlando?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Orlando, $20.
All right, I should look at the Houston one now. So I
Everybody
got to be fair.
everybody in Orlando, go support your Guardians.
God dang it! I fucking
The most generic name out of the entire XFL.
Orlando Guardians. Yeah, no, that shit was trash, and they put a lion too. That shit was completely trash, bro.
Yeah.
Completely trash. Fucking shit. There it is. All right, my bad. Hold on 1 second. All right, so for the Houston game, they're in Houston. The Roughnecks game in Houston. Going to Ticketmaster. Those tickets are $24, bro.
Sheesh.
24.
Come on. Support these teams, man.
These are lower level seats. Yeah.
Bring a team, bro. I'm sorry that you bring an XFL team to Sac. I might go to every game.
$29 for end zone seats.
I might go to every game.
Yeah, you have to buy those first season tickets. It's really like at that point you probably have to do it. That's like $200. That's like $300.
Yeah.
There's only 10 games. You know what I mean?
Plus maybe playoffs and
right. And you have to buy that shit in advance just to fucking because you know it's gonna blow up. So you do it in advance while it's low before they fucking hit the inflation market because of fucking popularity.
XFL, bring a team to Sacramento, please.
See, no, you gotta do more than that. You gotta start a petition first. You gotta do a whole bunch of shit.
It's gotta go through a whole process, huh?
Dude, if you really want this shit and you want to be the advocate for this and really like get your name out there saying like I really want this to happen, which on the back end it helps boost the popularity of the shit. But I mean, what we got going here, that's what I mean by the shit.
Make a petition on trying to get an XFL team.
Man, and just post a video, tag everybody, tag everything, tag fucking all of the Sacramento people because they're trying to get a pro team here, and that's probably the best way to do it. Like, get that first because the Kings are blowing up right now, and they can like jump on that wave of them getting good right now. Because if they're good this year and next year, man, bro, it's going. You know what I mean? Everything's gonna just blow up at that point, and then, tidal wave. But if you do it right now, start that petition, and really like mean it. Like, bro, we can make like a PSA commercial for this shit, bro. Like, and really put like some heart of the angels music underneath that shit as you talking.
Just
Like,
you and me in the corner, just
no, just you, because I really don't, I don't live in. Actually, it could be both of us because I believe Sacramento is born and shit, and they need this shit. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm being the video with you. We both over there.
need
Really
something
like
to make it better,
bro. Like, and we can have like different things, like just showing like how good it would be to have Sacramento to have a team, and then we can like really create a name for it, like have various names and within the commercial, like it could be this, or this type shit, like just switching like the jersey, like you know how like jump cuts type shit, changing the jersey or whatever the fuck. Like we probably should do this shit very soon because I'm saying all the ideas online. Somebody definitely could take this thing.
I
So
see that one right there. That's USPN in it, you motherfuckers. I know it's one of you guys taking all our goddamn ideas. We'll figure it out. But all we know is we do have it on tape and stuff like that. The date, I got everything. So
I think the Thieves could be rewatch gang, to be honest with you.
rewatch gang or who, I don't give a fuck who it is. Our shit's dated and noted, motherfuckers. We know when we said it.
But yeah, like, actually, let's really jump on that, like on some real shit. Like, let's start that petition now because they're boosting up now.
XFL to sack.
Yeah, like really do everything that we need to do towards that. I'm really behind you on that, dude. Let's start making videos and all kind of shit towards it. So,
Mr. Johnson, let's talk. Let's have a little conversation.
LLC, now we can go talk to him in that manner.
Let's go.
And I'm fucking about to get a suit, dude. So yeah, I'm definitely ready. I'm definitely ready.
All right. Let's have a conversation. Let's bring a fucking team to Sacramento because it would, like you said, it would really do something for the city.
Well, if we're gonna go up there and talk to them, we got to come up with have an entire plan for them, like an entire plan drawn up, which I'm ready to do now. I have so many plans I would like to sit down and actually converse about and actually draw up and like write and get all that shit together in that manner.
Honestly, I think if you brought an XFL team to Sacramento, knowing how passionate about their sports, I mean, because say what you want, about Sacramento, when it comes down to the sports, the Kings, even when the Kings were shit, Golden One, or even that fucking shithole of a sleep train arena that was there before, it was always packed to the rafters. Always. Loud as shit, and, people supported the team.
What about the Capital City Gold?
Capital City, Gold is more like it's near San Francisco. That's more like
You
a
guys
Bay
are the gold.
Area
You're the
thing.
Golden State.
Yeah, I get what you're meaning, but when it comes to people affiliating something with the city,
Yeah, they give that to the Bay.
yeah,
I got that.
because that's the majority where all of that was.
And I got it. But if you look at the whole state as a point of reference, I mean the whole state as a reference, not point of reference, but the whole state as a reference. The Bay does that, but in LA they give out most of the awards. So those are mostly golden as well. And then the stars on the ground are gold, everything. So the whole state. And where's the capital? Sacramento.
Gold star.
I was thinking the stars before, but then I'm like, nah, they ain't gonna go for that. That's why I said gold or some shit like that. The
Yeah,
color
the
scheme
capital
should have
city gold.
the color scheme should be gold for sure. The color scheme should definitely be gold for sure. Have gold in there, but like if it's purple and gold, cool. But that I feel like that's more the Lakers.
Well, with the Kodaks, like if it was the Kodaks, keeping
Which
that
y'all is a
gold,
lot of
a
y'all
gold
use
and
a
black,
gold, black, yeah. Y'all gotta have like a fucking third color too. What would be that fucking third accent color?
probably a white maybe,
Nah, you gotta have something else. You gotta have like a pop color because
gold, gold, black, and what would be a third to gold and black? Silver? That's
fuck it,
kind of
yeah,
like a,
that'll work. That'll work.
silver.
Fuck it, that'll work.
That's kind of the only thing you can do, right?
I mean, you could do a lot with gold and black. You can
What
still do purple. You can still do purple
you can,
and have that purple as an accent color.
you can actually.
You can do a lot of shit with fucking gold and black, bro. Gold, black, and red. That's your Niners. Gold, black, and fucking blue. Gold, black, and green. This shit is fire in so many different levels, bro. Gold and black goes together with so many different levels.
And if they're in sack and they want to keep the purple theme, yeah, purple, gold, and black, that would be cool.
Yep.
Purple being the accent colors.
That's why I said, like, dude, we gotta really schedule a day for me to come up there to really like draw up a lot. Like, I really have a lot of
And the
plans.
helmet, oh, bro, I
So
have the great
serious.
idea. Like the helmet is gonna be the fucking bear claw scratch across the sides.
Well, that honestly, they should really just bite Kentucky. I mean, not Kentucky, Cincinnati Bearcat fucking design when they
Oh,
had those
like on the
fucking
helmet.
no, when they had the claws on the pants and shit
Oh,
like that.
yeah,
What was that? The early 2000s fucking
yeah,
design. Them shits was crazy.
yeah.
Them shits was crazy. I
Capital
don't remember what it
City.
was when Sauce was
Okay.
there, but them motherfuckers was crazy. Early 2000.
Those would be dope.
Like
And
do
Capital
that.
City Kodak, like it would
But
go
then
because
also they also probably should bite like the Memphis Grizzlies shit when they was the Vancouver Grizzlies with the fucking bear on there swiping like how you
uh,
say 'em on the helmet.
they did have that. Well, I figure the Kodak should go too because like it still kind of goes with California sports because the Cal Bears,
Right.
the
Well,
Berkeley team.
it's the state on the state flag, so yeah, it works. And it switches the animal to a different thing. It's the king of the fucking goddamn forest. So there you go.
That'll work.
And Sacramento used to be the city of trees. It plays.
This could work. This could work. We
So
need
yeah,
seriously. We need to figure something out. Get another team out here in Sacramento because
yeah.
it is growing. It is growing, and you need to have more to do than just going to Kings games and AAA baseball and
That little
soccer
fucking
games.
that little fucking amusement park right there off of the 80,
I
right
don't
there
even know if
before the
they have
fucking.
that thing in there anymore. I
I
did.
think I saw it when I was just out there for the fucking Super Bowl. I think we drove past this shit going down to 80. I'm pretty sure I seen that shit over
Like there's just like nobody goes to malls and shit anymore, so that's kind of
there. That's what I'm saying.
out
It's like
out the window. There's really, like I said, there's not really a whole lot to do because you bring an XFL team. So you bring an XFL team. Does that bring a wave of possibly bringing another team like maybe the USFL or maybe the A7FL?
A7FL possible, but USFL, I don't think so. Just because they would probably try to bounce that shit out instead of fighting with them for fucking fanfare because their leagues intersect in some level. So instead of trying to fight for fanfare, they would just probably place this shit in another league. Like they probably end up getting the fucking Silicon Beach Quills. You know what I mean? They probably like real shit. They probably get them instead of XFL, and that way it'll balance it out. Like the fucking XFL to get basically Sacramento. They will get Sacramento and Seattle, but then fucking what's the name will probably get San Diego and LA area. And
They already do though. They have the San Diego Wave.
oh well, then there you go. I forgot, bro. I don't know the teams in these leagues anymore. There's so much shit going on in my life, bro. I don't remember none of that shit no more.
Yeah,
This shit is low key a blur.
they have the San Diego Wave there.
But then there you go. See, within the XFL, you probably have to get the. I don't know, bro. I don't know right now.
I think XFL is should be mandatory to get here. Um, but it's gonna be a little bit short. I still got the wife's birthday is today. Made her dinner and everything else like that. She went with her sister earlier today. She got a couple of tattoos that she wanted. So happy birthday, Bib, who is in bed right now. She's got work at 2 in the morning tomorrow. So, um, but uh, come Wednesday, um, there are going to be some changes to how we do the show. So from now until Wednesday, basically Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we have 3 days to put together the concept that we've been talking about, like really wanting to do how we've been wanting to do this show since we kind of really started talking about it in the very beginning. Kind of the reason why, to be completely honest, why everybody was kind of picked, and we brought Mad Sticks on for not just his insight on sports, but for the musical aspect of the show. It was something that I had thought about before because something that when I was over at San Jose City, that's essentially what the show that I was doing there was, be like 10, 15 minutes of talking and then a couple of songs would pop on and then 10, 15 minutes of talking, a couple of songs would pop on. So I like that musical aspect of keeping that into it. So we're hoping to get more of the musical standpoint into the show, um, as well as getting a little bit more professional and stuff like that with the ad breaks and yeah, you guys get the you see it all here on the ads and stuff like that um that we have, but we should be more, doing it more proper on who they are and what they mean to us and everything else like that. So getting the musical aspect, getting the ads aspect, um getting more guests and stuff like that on. There's a couple in line right now that we're talking to. Hopefully we can get them on as early as possible. I know with Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia fight getting announced in Las Vegas in a couple of months. I know I'm gonna want to have Hans on here pretty soon to talk about everything. Um, F1, we've had bits and pieces. We want to do more because again, I really do think that Formula One is definitely worthy of getting more attention than it already actually does here out in the States. And um Sunshine, he's going to be with us on Wednesday because if you guys don't know, the Formula One Netflix series Drive to Survive, the season 5 of the previous season that just happened is now up. It gives a more in-depth look of the drivers and the
Quick
races
question.
and stuff like that. Yeah, go ahead.
Because since you guys are talking about it on Wednesday, just to give people some insight, are you guys gonna discuss the first 4 seasons, or are you just sticking to episode 1?
So I so with the first 4 seasons, I would just, if anybody's not really uh caught up with the first 4 seasons, I would suggest doing that. Yeah, I mean, if even if you heard us talking about the 5th season on Wednesday, it's not like we're gonna be spoiled, like, oh, spoiler. Like, you can look up who won the races and who, and basically, I can tell you up until last year, and actually up until 2 years ago, the only person that we could ever tell you that was winning anything was Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, so that it's and with the Drive to Survive, that's really how it was. Season 4 was uh basically the battle that Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen had against each other, and the controversy of Abu Dhabi and everything else like that. You can go in and watch season 4 and season 5, at least what I've seen so far, because I'm trying to, binge it and watch it and be able to have the talking points and stuff like that. They go over um what happened last year and how they want to go into this year and everything else like that. And it's good. Um so season 5 of Drive to Survive, we will be talking about that with Sunshine on Wednesday, because the first weekend of racing for Formula One begins next weekend. So race number 1, week 1, for Formula One, a lot of ones, starts next week. We'll talk about it on Wednesday. Sunshine will be on a little bit more often to be able to talk Formula One. They had to drag his ass to figure it out to get to doing this, but it's gonna happen. So Sunshine will be on to bring Formula One aspects and try and get Hans on a little bit more. Again, there's some changes that are coming that we want to get done as soon as possible, and hopefully by Wednesday that'll all be possible. So appreciate you guys for hanging out with us today. Oh, let's do our picks for Sunday real quick for the XFL. Like you said, you have the Brahmas and the Guardians. I'm gonna go with the Brahmas.
I'm gonna go with the O.
Gonna go with Orlando. Okay, he's gonna go with the Guardians, and the next one is the Roughnecks versus
The Renegade.
the Renegades. Yep. Like I said last week, I really did feel like Houston seems like the more complete team. The Renegades are, however, defensively really good, and their run game is not bad as well. Um, but I'm gonna go with Houston on this one.
Same.
All right, so there we go. The Sunday's picks. Wednesday we'll be back at it. 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then what would that be? 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. That's what it is usually. Um, but either way, uh,
Below.
being able to listen. What?
I said put in the comments below if we're wrong.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure 3 hours ahead of 7 is. Wait, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. We know what the hell we're talking about. Again, we appreciate you guys for hanging out with us on this Saturday. We will see you guys on Wednesday. Until then, for myself, JP, for the 610 Beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K. We'll see you guys next time. Deuces.
Aloha.